Shalom Aleichem. Peace be unto thee. I am Messenger Daniel. This is in the name of Yahuweh. Welcome back, Yahushua Ministries. Invite you to listen to WAVS 1170 AM every Wednesday morning from 5 to 6 and every Saturday morning from 4 to 5:30. Shalom Aleichem.
Not one tittle shall be removed from Torah, says Yeshua. Not one tittle shall be removed from Torah, says Yeshua. Not one tittle shall be removed from Torah, says Yeshua. Not one tittle shall be removed from Torah, says Yeshua. Yahweh, Yeshua, Yisrael, Yehuda, Yehudim, Ephraim, Melo, Hagoyim.
Yeah, I'm running again. Whoa. Tell them it is over. This battle is over. Tell them it is over. This battle is over. Yeah, I've got faith like a mustard seed. Tell them I got faith like a mustard seed. I got faith like a mustard seed. Tell them I got faith like a mustard seed. Don't ever tell me that I can't make it, nah. Don't ever tell me that I can't do this, nah. Don't ever tell me that God can't heal me, nah. Don't ever tell me that God can't see me through, cause we can move the mountain, we can move the mountain. I want you to know, we can move the mountain, we can move the mountain. I want you to know, I got faith like a mustard seed, faith like a mustard seed. Tell them I got faith like a mustard seed, yeah. Faith like a mustard seed. Whoa. Don't never tell me that I can't rise again. Don't never tell me that God can't heal the pain. Don't never tell me that God can't break the chains. Don't never tell me that God won't rule again. We can move the mountain, we can move the mountain. I want you to know, we can move the mountain, we can move the mountain. I want you to know, I got faith like a mustard seed, faith like a mustard seed. Tell them I got faith like a mustard seed, faith like a mustard seed. it's over, 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 over. Tell them it is over, over. Yeah.
Shalom Aleichem. I am Messenger Daniel. It is in the name of Yahweh. Welcome back, Yahushua-Ministries. Say Shalom Aleichem. Peace being today. Messiah Yahshua 2,000 years ago say, when the Son of Man return, will he find faith on the earth? Why Messiah Yahshua has to say, when he coming back on the face of the earth, will we find any man who have a faith on the face of the earth? Messiah Yahshua say in Luke 18 chapter verse 8, I told you, he will grant justice to them quickly. But when the Son of Man return, how many will he find on the earth who have faith? Will Messiah Yahshua find anyone who have a faith on the face of the earth? Verse 7, will not Yahweh bring about justice for his selects who cry out to him day and night? Will Yahweh continue to defer or refuse to help them? If Messiah Yahshua coming today, should he find anyone with faith? My friend, there is so many things happen all over the world because people have no faith. Messiah Yahshua give a lot of interpretation and a lot of parables about faith. But how many of you who understand the meaning of the parables of Messiah Yahshua? Let's take the book of Genesis 12 chapter verse 1 to 3 to see exactly how we have a forefathers and how he was acting in the time. Genesis 12 chapter verse 1, then Yahweh has said to Abraham, leave your country, your people, and your father's household, and go to a land I will show you. Listen carefully, my friend. And verse 2, I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. Verse 3, I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curse you, I will curse. And all the people on the earth will be blessed through you. My friend, remember, when Abraham called Abraham out of his father's household, out of his country, Abraham was 75 years old. Abraham do not know who is Yahweh. He just hear a voice telling him, Abraham, leave your country, leave your father's household, go to a land I will show you. Yahweh do not tell him this is the name of the land. Abraham do not asking Yahweh, okay, I get 75 years since I live with my family. Now you told me to go. Which way I'm going? What is the name of the land? Yahweh said, go, leave your country, leave your father's household, go to a land I will show you. Not I will give it to you right now, but I will show it to you. And Yahweh said, I will make you a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make you a great name, and I will be blessed. You will be blessed. And will be blessed those who bless you, and whoever curse you, and I will curse you. And all the people on the earth should be blessed through you. My friend, Abraham have no problem whatsoever. Abraham was not 25 years old. Abraham was 75 years old when Yahweh called him out. You don't say, I've been living with my family for 75 years. Now you told me to go out. What is the name of the land? You don't ask that. Abraham do not consult his wife or his father. The way he told them, he said, I'm going to leave you, father. I'm sorry I get to leave. They tell him, you are crazy. Somebody talking to you, you don't even know that person, and you're going to leave us for this crazy person who talk to you? Abraham said, yes, I get to leave. So Abraham has to leave. Yahweh don't tell him, today, any one of you, if Yahweh say to leave your country, leave your father's household, you're going to ask Yahweh, what is the land you're going to give it to me? I'm not going to go anywhere until you tell me what is the name of the land. I know where I am, but you told me to go. I don't even know where I'm going. My friend, by Abraham's faith, he lived as a blind date. That was a blind date. Somebody just talked to you. You don't even know. It's not a person to person. A voice just talking to you. After 75 years old, he was not young. He get to live. Abaya will say, I will make you a great nation. Your name will be great. Just that everywhere today, the name of Abraham is above all the names, because Abraham is our forefather. Not Abraham Lincoln, but Abraham. So because of that, there is so many deceptions about faith. How many of you today who have that faith? How many of you who have that faith? So if 75 years old, the man is an old man. He's not a young man, 20 or 25 years old. Guess what? In verse 4, so Abraham left as Yahweh has told him, and Lot went with him. Abraham was 75 years old when he set out from Haran. He was 75 years old. And everybody for 75 years, only one person who said, Uncle, I'm going to be with you. Only one nephew, that was Lot. 75 years. Do you know how many grands nephews and sisters and brothers and everything he get? Only one, because they think he was crazy. Because he just hear a verse, he come out. And then I will show you. You don't ask Yahweh, but today, if Yahweh call anybody, they're going to ask, what is the land? Where I'm going to be going? They're going to say, honey, what do you think? You think I have to go or I don't have to go? They have to tell their mother, their father, they have to take counsel or advice from them. But guess what? Abraham just do exactly what Yahweh tell him to do. The scripture say, Abraham go. He left his country, he left his father, he took his wife Sarah, his nephew Lot, and all the possession they had accumulated, and the people they had acquired in Haran, and they set out for the land of Canaan, and they arrived there. So he lived with his family, only his wife. Your wife is your family. Your wife is your son, is your family. But at the time, Abraham don't have no sons. But Abraham was promised to him a son. So there again, according to the book of Genesis again, Yahweh we're going to test Abraham again. The book of Genesis, 22 chapter, verse 1. Sometime later, Yahweh will test Abraham. He said to him, Abraham, here I am. Abraham replied. Verse 2. Then Yahweh said, take your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the region of Moriah, sacrifice him there as a burnt offering. And one of the mountain I will tell you about. Verse 3. Early the next morning, Abraham get up and saddled his donkey. He took with him 2 of his servants and his son Isaac. When he had cut enough wood for the burnt offering, he set out for the place Yahweh had told him about. Verse 4. On the 3rd day, Abraham looked up and saw the place and the distance. Verse 5. He said to his servant, stay here with the donkey while I and the boy go over there. We will worship and then we will come back to you. Verse 6. Abraham took the wood for the burnt offering and placed on his son Isaac, and himself carry the fire of the knife. As the 2 of them went together. Verse 7. Isaac spoke up and said to his father, Abraham, Father. Yes, my son, Abraham replied. The fire and the wood are here, Isaac said. But where is the lamb for the burnt offering? Verse 8. Abraham answered, Yahweh himself will provide the lamb for the burnt offering. my son. And the two of them went up together again. Verse 9, when they reached the place Yahweh had told him about, Abraham built an altar. They had arranged the wood on it. He bound his son Isaac and laid him on the altar, on the top of the wood. Verse 10, when he reached out his hand and took the knife, to lay his son. But the angel of Yahweh called out to Abraham from paradise, Abraham, Abraham, here I am, he replied. Verse 12, do not lay hand on the boys. He said, do not do anything to him. Now I know that you fear Yahweh, because you have not withheld from me your son, your only son. Verse 13, Abraham looked up, and there is a chicken. He saw a ram caught by his horn. He went over and took the ram and sacrificed its burnt offering instead of his son. Verse 14, so Abraham called that place Yahweh-Yireh, meaning Yahweh is a provider. So Yahweh on the mountain, Yahweh will provide it. The angel said to Abraham, call Abraham from paradise a second time, verse 16, and say that because you have done this and have not withheld your son, this have not withheld your son, your only son, I will surely bless you and make your descendant as numerous as the stars and the sky as the sand of the seashore. Your descendant will take a possession of the cities and the enemies, and to your offspring of nations on the earth will be blessed because you have obeyed me. My friend, this is a big story. We get to see Yahweh tell Abraham, according to Genesis 22 chapter, to take his only son Isaac and to go to sacrifice him as a burnt offering. Or many of you who are going to do that. Yahweh said the only son you have. Read Genesis chapter 22 and you see Yahweh is not a Yahweh to play with. He tell Abraham is specify where he has to go. Abraham walking 3 days and 3 nights to reach the place. When he wake up in the morning, when Yahweh talking to him, he never say his wife, honey, I'm going to sacrifice Isaac. Abba Yahweh asked him to sacrifice Isaac. What do you think? He never said that to Sarah. He never say anything to nobody. He keep everything right there. In the morning time, he just put his donkey, his son, his 2 servants, he said, let's go. He worked for 3 days. 3 days. When he found the place, the Mount of Moriah, that's the way I would tell him he has to sacrifice his son as a lamb. He see the place, he take the wood, and then he give to Isaac, and he take the fire and the knife, he walking through. But by the time Isaac walk with him, and then he say, Father, something is wrong. I see the altar, I see the wood, I see the fire, but where is the lamb? If it was you, you're going to say, my son, is you I'm going to sacrifice to Yahweh. But Abraham don't say that. He says, son, Yahweh is going to be provide the lamb himself. He don't say, you are the one I'm going to sacrifice as a burnt offering. Because his son said, Father, I see something is wrong. Something is missing. When we say that, and Isaac say, but Father, I see the fire, I see the wood, I see the altar, but where is the lamb? And Abraham say, Yahweh will provide himself the lamb for the sacrifices. My friend, how many of you today who have that faith? Even Abraham, before he go, he told his servant, I'm going to walk sheep on the mountain and I'm coming back. He never said nobody he was going to sacrifice Isaac. Because Abraham asked him to do it. This is another blind date. That's faith. Any one of you have only one son, I bet you're not going to do that. I bet you're going to tell your wife, what do you think? Because Abraham told me I have to sacrifice my son. Somebody, if they have a lawyer, they're going to still say, oh, let me bring my lawyer, and he can put things on the papers. But Abraham never tell nobody nothing. Even his own son, asking him, Father, I see the altar, I see the wood, I see the fire, but where is the lamb? Abraham not say, you are the lamb, you are the sacrifice. Abraham not say that. He says, son, Yahweh himself will provide the lamb. When Abraham do exactly what Yahweh tell him to do, he take his son, he tie him up his son, and just put him on the fire, on the wood. When he take the knife to sacrifice him, and then there is an angel who say, Abraham, do not lay your hand into your son. Today, how many of you will have that faith? How many of you will have one son? If Yahweh asking you to sacrifice him, you're going to do it. No one of you. Because to be honest with you, I don't think I have the courage to do it. Because that faith Abraham have, I cannot put myself on his shoes. Maybe now I can do it because of my faith, but long time, no way. I'm not going to do it. I don't even see that person. I don't even know. No way. But now, because I have a relationship with Yahweh, I will do anything for Yahweh. But long time, I bet you, I will not going to do it. Because I don't even know who is Yahweh anyway. He asked him to sacrifice. The first thing about we asked Abraham is to go out from his country. He was 75 years old. When Abraham tell Abraham to sacrifice his son, Abraham was over 110 years old. He walked in 3 days and 3 nights to find the place. Abraham instructed him, commanding him to go. But when Abraham put his knife, there is an angel who said, Abraham, Abraham, do not lay your hand in your things. And when Abraham, he said, I see, you really have a faith. You not withhold your son to sacrifice it as a burnt offering to me. And Abraham just look, and then he see a worm was already tied, already ready to be sacrificed. He just take the worm and put it in the place of his son. My friend, that's why Abraham said Yahweh Yireh, and Hebrew means Yahweh is a provider. Yahweh can provide to anyone. If Yahweh can provide, instead of for Abraham to sacrifice Isaac, there is a worm, sit down there. There is a worm. Abraham don't say, son, you are the one I'm going to be sacrificed. But his faith is that his servant, I will coming back. I'm going to worship on this mountain. Even his son telling him, is the Father, Father, I see the fire, I see the wood, I see the altar, but where is the lamb who's going to be sacrificed? Abraham don't say, son, is you going to be the sacrifice. You are the representative of the lamb. Abraham says, son, Yahweh himself will provide. And Yahweh really show Abraham he can provide. He provide a lamb. Abraham don't have to do anything. Just pick it up and put it on the altar and sacrifice. My friend, that's why the scripture say Abraham is the father of faith. There is nobody who have that kind of faith. There is so many things happen all over the world. People talking, talk is cheap. Talk is very cheap. But there is something, my friend, a lot of people do not understand. If they understand it, they will know exactly what Yahweh can do and what Yahweh cannot do. Let's see what happened when you take the book of Luke 17 chapter verse 5. The apostle said to Messiah Yahshua, increase our faith. Increase our faith. Why they have to cry out to Messiah Yahshua, increase our faith? Because when you don't have no faith, there is nothing you can do. Faith is everything. Believe is a faith. To have a faith. Let's say in the next verse 6, what Messiah Yahshua said. And I'm going to explain to you because there is no one ever understand this parable what Messiah Yahshua said. Messiah Yahshua's answer, if you have faith as small as this mustard seed, you can say to this multi tree, to the mountain, to move, and the mountain will move, going to the sea, and it will obey. Nothing will be impossible for you. Listen carefully, my friend. When Messiah Yahshua say, Messiah Yahshua answer, if you have the faith as small as a mustard seed. Can you see a mustard seed? No, you can't. It's so small, nobody can see it. So that's why there is nothing. If you have that faith, a little seed, you can even see it. You have to have a microscope to even look at it. If you have that faith only, you can tell the mountain to move, or you can say to this mulberry tree, be uprooted and plant into the sea, and it will obey you. Do you understand this parable, my friend? This parable has been there for almost 2,000 years. Nobody ever understands these parables. This is why today people think they know the scripture, but without Abba Yahweh's spirit to reveal to you, to teach to you, to put everything into your remembrance, you cannot know about the scripture. You can go to school, have so many diplomas whatsoever you can. You can get the whole United States full with diploma, it means nothing. Only one thing will mean everything is about the spirit of Yahweh. The one Yahweh has to send to you, to teach you, to reveal to you, and to put everything into your remembrance, the spirit of Yahushua, according to John 14 chapter, verse 26. Verse 7, which of you whose servant come and from plowing, of shepherding in the field, we say to him, come and once, and sit down to eat. How many servants of you who are going to say, come and eat? I'm going to tell you, my friend, after that, I'm going to explain to you what this parable means. When we think again, Matthew 13, verse 31, Messiah Yahshua put before them another parable. The kingdom of Yahweh is like a mustard seed that a man plant in the field. The kingdom of Yahweh is just like a mustard seed a man plant on the field. My friend, is something a lot of people do not understand. Let's go to Luke 17 chapter verse 6. When Messiah Yahshua answered them, if you have a faith as small as the mustard seed, so you tell the mountain to move, he will listen to you. Do you know what Messiah is talking about? For my age, I never see a man tell the mountain to move, for the mountain to move. Are you see any witness? Are you any witness? Anybody who moved a mountain yet? How many times are you here? Anybody move a mountain? Probably none of you ever heard a person move a mountain. But let's take it that way. When Messiah is talking about if you have the faith of the mustard seed, you will tell the mulberry trees to uproot it, go to the sea, it will obey. What he was talking about. Then you want to know what Messiah was talking about. And then today, the truth is going to be revealed to you, my friend. The faith is about our forefather Abraham. He is the one. The mountain Messiah Yahshua was talking is not about the physical mountain. It's about Yahweh. If you have the faith, there is nothing impossible for you. Anything you ask Yahweh, he will give it to you. Because when Abraham called Abraham out of his country, go to a land, he will give it to him. By faith, Abraham leave his father's household. By faith, Abraham leave without knowing where he's going on. By faith, Abraham gone working 3 days and 3 nights, looking for the Mount Moriah in order to sacrifice his only son, Isaac, to Yahweh because of obedience, because of faith. How many of you are going to do it? That means if you have that faith, my friend, the mountain is Yahweh himself. If you have Abraham faith, you can move the mountain, you can move Yahweh. So do not think Abba Yahweh is going to be impressed by your problems or by your sickness or by your disease. Abba Yahweh will impress by your faith. If you have the faith of the mustard seed, as small as the mustard seed, just like Abraham, you can tell the mountain to move. The mountain will do it. Messiah Yahshua gives in other parables in verse 7. which of you whose servant come and from plowing and shepherding in the field, we say to him, come at once and sit down to eat? How many times Abiah will sit down, go to Abraham's house and try to eat with Abraham? How many times? Nobody ever say. How many times Abiah will see Abraham? Nobody ever say. He is the mountain. Yahweh is the mountain. If you have the faith of the mustard seed, there is nothing will be impossible for you. So that means Abiah is the mountain. It's not a physical mountain. Because he gets too much faith. So he has to move about Yahweh because of faith. How many of you today who have that faith? Messiah Yahshua went to Abraham. Nobody can count how many times. Even when Yahweh going to destroy the city of Sodom and Gomorrah, Yahweh has to say, I have Abraham as my friend. Do I going to destroy the city without telling him? So now Abraham is start by pleading to Yahweh not destroy the city of Sodom and Gomorrah. He say, if I find 50, can you spare that? Yahweh say, yes. If I find 50 righteous, I will not going to destroy it. And then he keep on going. He say, about if I find 45, don't tell me I'm just disrespect, but about if I find 45, I'm going to destroy it? Yahweh say, no. So when we say to our the scripture, oh, Yahweh make a covenant with Abraham because of Abraham's faith. Abraham paid to Yahweh until 10, because you cannot go more low than 10. Yahweh say, if I have 10 righteous, I will not going to destroy the city of Sodom and Gomorrah. Because the scripture say Abraham was a friend of Yahweh. Why the scripture called Abraham was a friend of Yahweh? Because of his faith. There is no way on the scripture after Abraham for the scripture say this person was a friend of Yahweh. No way. Only Abraham, the scripture say Abraham was a friend of Yahweh. Why? Because of his faith. If you have the faith of the mustard seed, you will tell the mountain to move, and the mountain will obey. Nothing will be impossible for you. As Yahweh was promised to Abraham, I will make you a good father. All the people on the earth should be blessed to you. Your descendants will be just like stars on the sky. Not heaven, but in sky. And your seed will be just like the sure seed. So this is the way the children of Israel supposed to be. Because of what? Because of faith. When we take the book of Matthew 17 chapter verse 20, because you have so little faith, Messiah Yahshua answered, for truly I tell you, if you have a faith the size of a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. My friend, listen carefully. Messiah Yahshua tell disciples, because you have no faith. Abraham have a faith. Where is your faith today? I'm talking to all of you. If something do not happen to you, if you ask Yahweh something, you do not receive it. That means you have no faith. If you cannot move the mountain, something is wrong with you. If you have faith, Messiah Yahshua said that in Matthew 17 chapter verse 21, verse 20, because you have no faith, because you have no faith. If you tell the mountain to move, the mountain will listen to you. Nothing will be impossible. That means Yahweh do not give you a spirit of limitation. If you believe on it, if you have a faith, there is nothing you ask Yahweh, you cannot receive it. The dead person can be laid down. You call that dead person, get up and walk. That person gonna listen because you have faith. You know that can be happen. So it takes faith, my friend, in order to tell the mountain to move. You don't need a big faith. You don't need that size of the book or that size of the pen. You just need a faith, just as small as the mustard seed. Smaller, just as mustard seed. My friend, if you get that only, nothing will be impossible for you. You can walk on the water. You can raise the dead. You can heal the sick. You can cast a demon. There is nothing. You thinking about your problem, my friend, your problem cannot gonna be impressed by Yahweh. No matter what the disaster, no matter what the calamity you on today, I'm telling you, they will not gonna impress Yahweh. Only one thing to impress Yahweh is your faith. Be a mindset just like Abraham. Messiah Yahshua say the kingdom of Yahweh is just like a mustard seed, small as a mustard seed, a man planted in the field. The parable is, listen carefully, Abraham is the mustard seed. So Abraham is the one who planted that seed because of his faith. So that means that plant become big, become a man. Now all the birds put the nets on the branches. That's why Yahweh tell to Abraham, all the people on the earth should be blessed through you. To who? To Abraham. Why Abraham is the father of faith? The scripture said by faith Abraham saved. It's not because he was keep the commandments. It's not because he was keep the law of Moses. Because 430 years after Abraham will make a covenant with Abraham, the law coming, the law of Moses coming. So Abraham do not save because of faith he has, not according to the law, not according to the commandments, but by faith. Faith without work is dead. Just like a body without the spirit is dead. Abraham have the faith, he put that faith to work. He leave his father's household after he was 75 years old. Only his nephew Lot and his wife and his people working with him. All his family stayed. That's why Abraham become a father of faith. So the scripture say Abraham was Yahweh's right hand because of his faith. Let's take the book of Matthew 21:21. Surely, truly, I'm telling you, Messiah Yahshua answered, if you have faith and do not doubt, not only will you do what was done to the fig tree, but even if you say to this mountain, be lifted up and thrown into the sea, it will happen. Messiah Yahshua said, if you have that faith, small as a mustard seed, nothing will be impossible for you. The same thing Messiah Yahshua caused the fig tree. There is nothing will impossible for you. Because Messiah Yahshua do not give you a spirit of limitation. Messiah Yahshua, you can do more. If you have faith, you can do more. What I'm do, you can do more. Messiah was dead. His disciple was dead also. Messiah Yahshua healed the sick. His disciple do the same thing. Messiah Yahshua cast a demon. Hey, Messiah Yahshua do the same thing. The time Peter was telling Messiah Yahshua, if he was you, let me walk with you. That's only one time Peter said he's a ghost. Messiah Yahshua said, no, I am not a ghost. Peter said, if you, let me walk with you. And Peter was walking with Messiah Yahshua. He was focused on Messiah Yahshua. But when he take it off, remove his eyes from Messiah Yahshua, he said, I'm sent. Messiah Yahshua said, you have no faith. Because every time you focus on Messiah Yahshua, the adversary, the wave, when Peter said the wave, the wind, and he take a look, he said, if I fell down, and he go and say, Messiah Yahshua said, I know you little faith. Messiah Yahshua said, if you have a faith, do not doubt the faith. If you doubt, that means you don't have no faith. You have 1 foot inside, 1 foot outside. My friend, it is a time for you to have a faith smaller as a mustard seed, and you can tell the mountain to move, and the mountain will obey you. Nothing will be impossible for you. Messiah Yahshua said, just that is happened to the fig tree. If you have any faith as small as a mustard seed, you don't have to have a big faith like that or big faith like this. No, smaller as it. You cannot even see it. Just as it's smaller. The small seed, the mustard seed is the smallest seed, and all the seed are by Yahweh created. But he take that as an example. If you have only that seed, not the big as the born lights, but the faith as the small as the seed. My friend, you do not know that if you have that faith, Abraham have, you will tell the mountain to move. The mountain will obey to you. Whatever Abraham wants, he asks Yahweh, Yahweh give it to him. Not Abraham's problems, not his sickness or disease of his calamity, but his faith in moving Yahweh. The mountain is not a physical mountain, but if you have a faith, you can move Yahweh. Whatever you ask Yahweh, nothing will be impossible. And you can do whatever. You can walk on the water, you can raise the dead. There is nothing in this world will stop you if you have the faith as small as a mustard seed. Just like it took Abraham to have the courage, strength, and faith. 75 years old, my friend. Over 100 years old, for him to go to sacrifice his son as a burnt offering, as the lamb. He never refused Yahweh. My friend, take that and learn from that. When we take Mark 4 chapter verse 30, again Messiah Yahshua said, how can I describe the kingdom of Yahweh? Or what parable shall I use to explain? Messiah Yahshua explained his disciples the kingdom of Yahweh, but they are so little faith, they cannot understand. When Messiah Yahshua to verse 30, it is like a mustard seed planted on the ground, and it is the smaller of all seeds. A mustard seed, my friend, is smaller than all those seeds. Messiah Yahshua go on, it's in Luke 13 chapter, verse 18. The Messiah Yahshua asked him, what is the kingdom of Yahweh like? What shall I compare it to it? Because every time I try to explain to you about the kingdom of Yahweh, but you cannot understand. And let me make one more attempt for you. When we take verse 19, it is like a tree, like a tiny mustard seed that men planted in the garden. It's go and become a tree, and the birds make nets in its branches. Are you understanding this parable? Messiah Yahshua said, what can I take in order to explain to you how the kingdom of Yahweh is? Messiah Yahshua said, okay, and Mark 4 chapter verse 30, Luke 13 chapter verse 19, it is like a tiny, small seed of mustard seed that a man planted in a garden. Is go and become a tree, and the birds make nets in its branches. Are you understand, my friend? For the small seed, a mustard seed, the man plant on the garden, and it grow become a tree. And then now the tree become big, and the branches, the birds make nets on the branches. This parable is the same thing to Abraham. From only Abraham to Isaac, and all the earth is blessed. That's only the mustard seed, the faith of Abraham. Just like a mustard, a man plant on the garden, and it go become a tree, and the birds put in nets in the branches. Just like Abraham every faith. Isaac supposed to be sacrificed, but to Isaac, the tree become grow. To Jacob, now, there is a lot of branches because the tree is grow. Jacob become 12 sons. Isaac is the father of Jacob. Jacob have a 12 sons, and the 12 sons become the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Are you understand, my friend? So because of that, if Yahweh do not give you the revelation to reveal to you what it is written, you cannot understand. That's why all the birds, everybody on the earth should be blessed to Abraham because of our forefather, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Messiah Yahshua rebuked the devil, and he come out, and the boy from that come there on. And the disciple came to Messiah Yahshua in private and asked, why could not I cast out the demons? Messiah Yahshua answered them, because you don't have no faith. If I'm telling you the truth, if you have a faith even as small as a mustard seed, you will say to the mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. Verse 21, but this kind does not go, not out except by prayer and fasting. There is a lot of things, my friend. If you have to do it, it requires prayer and fasting. That's why Messiah Yahshua always fasting. He always pray. The more you fast, is the more you have a strength. The more you get close to Abba Yahweh. Because when you eat the food, the physical food, you cannot wish to Abba Yahweh. But when you fasting and prayer, that's only one way you can wish to Abba Yahweh. If you have faith of the mustard seed, you can tell this mountain to move, and the mountain will obey, and nothing will be impossible for you. My friend, this is the word of Yahweh. This is part 1. If you have the faith of the mustard seed, you can tell the mountain to move, and the mountain will listen to you. When Messiah Yahshua returns, can you find any man in this earth who have any faith? When you see what happened today, people who have a faith already fail. They don't believe in Yahweh anymore. Think about it. I am Messenger Daniel. The next time, say Shalom Aleichem. Peace being today.
Come on, join me.